Hey, welcome back to another Megiddo Gaming video. Um, Usually I have a nice little intro to go with this, but YouTube got rid of their video creator on their creator studio, so until I get some video editing software, I'm just going to put this unedited right up on YouTube, just so I can get it out. I did a video actually last night that went about 40 minutes. Audio didn't work. Then I did one that was about 28 minutes. And then I just realized today that's just way too long. I don't need a whole lot of time to get off my chest what I need to. I haven't been on in a while. I've been working over 100-hour weeks. Um, and man, I'm just tired. But I still try and make time to play the game, and with Mod 12b coming out and the changes that they're making, anytime changes are made, it's gonna upset some people, because it's something different than what they're used to, or in this case, really unneeded. Technically, I mean, for a lot of us that have been playing this game for a while, we've kind of got an understanding of, what's wrong, um, what needs to be fixed, or what actually needs to be done to keep current players and gain new players to the game. And I don't claim to be an expert on anything, but I mean, I have my own small business, I've never been in debt with it, always had happy clientele, so I don't believe that I'm not the best on the subject, but I'm also not the worst. It just seems weird that, we have so many different ways to communicate with the devs, through their AMAs, their streams, their forums, that a lot of times they still just don't seem to get it. I mean, they keep wanting to pump out more and more content with, mod after this and half mod there, and yet there's still so many things that go unfixed. I don't understand it. There's boons that don't work properly. There's tool tips that, whatever it is, it's not doing what it says it's supposed to do, and and some of these things have been doing it since the game's inception. I don't understand it. And you can check out like Galactic and Cali Gold's channels and stuff, and they have an understanding of this too. I mean, we kind of have all that we need. Just fix what we have. I mean, we've got a slew of dungeons that's inside of almost like a Disney vault that they, don't want to release until they feel it's right. But, now it's right. We don't have enough content to run. I mean, look at the tutorial videos out there on how to power level a character from 0 to 70 in, what was the last time? It was about an hour or two? I mean, there's not enough content in this game, even for someone new just starting out. I mean, you watch a 10-minute video tutorial on YouTube, and you can get the game knocked out in no time. Yeah, you won't have the best gear, but you'll be able to run all the content. I mean, hell, Neverwinter's kind of done it to itself. You could watch what they're talking about in the forums, and you'll see that, oh yeah, we're trying to make it easier for new players to get a grasp on the game. But yeah, but those new players turn into old players pretty quick, and then they have nothing to do. Bring back the old dungeons, make them tiered, add some more challenge to it, but for God's sakes, increase the rewards. Look what the lack of rewards have done to PvP. I mean, a lot of people don't even bother to get their rough astral diamonds from PvP anymore. There's no good drops or anything out of there. I mean, the siege, the stronghold sieges, Gauntlet Grim. I mean, there used to be a purpose to running these things, and now there's not. And now you see, no one runs it. Try and queue for it sometime. Whoa, I'm dying here. Why am I dying? I never die in here. What the hell? Must be because I'm streaming while playing. My internet connection's been crap for the past week. That aside, though, but it might just not be my internet connection. I don't know about you, but what the fuck? Alright, I'm getting ticked here. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm rubber banding across the screen here. Alright, but yeah, fix the lag too. It lags in PvP. I mean, those domination maps are so freaking simple. There's only 10 people in there. It should not lag. And I'm not the only one that's experienced this. You know, ask a lot of people. I don't understand why they'll worry about, oh, we need to have all this amazing content coming out, which is not that amazing, by the way, and then not focus on the problems that are already in the game. There's not enough good rewards in the dungeons, and that's why people don't run them. They're not challenging enough, and that's why people don't run them. So what do? They create a random queue system that they say is supposed to give you better astral diamonds and refinement points. You don't need more rough astral diamonds. You give us refined astral diamonds, sure. You know, that'll actually be a reward, but I mean, what good is a mountain of unrefined astral diamonds, especially with a lot of the changes they're making, is affecting how, you know, you can farm your alts to get more AD. If you notice, a lot of the changes that they're making is making it difficult so you can, you know, get the extra AD and refinement and stuff by having multiple alts. And yet some content they're putting out is seeming alt friendly. You know, like some of the gear and stuff you can get. It's like, make up your mind. What do you want to do? I mean, there's other ways to make money. I mean, hell, put some really good rewards and bring back the old dungeons and, you know, throw it in a chest with a key that you have to buy, you know, that your little bit of VIP is not going to help you with, and people are going to go buy stuff. Put some good stuff in the Zen Market and people will buy it. I mean, right now, there's nothing, none of the best in slot gear is really sitting in the Zen store. Well, of course you're not going to make any money. There's nothing in there. I've reached my totem limit. Already? No, actually, I think that's true. I think I did reach my totem limit. I'll have to farm some hunts. I will say something about Chult. I love the fact that there's not like 10 heroic encounters and I just have to run in circles all day. I mean, yeah, doing the hunts is kind of the same thing, but there's decent gear that can drop, but you're still a victim of RNG. And speaking of RNG, you want to increase people doing more dungeons and not having these stupid rant videos. Why don't you fix it? Illusionist Gambit. Let's talk about that for a second. Amazing idea. Oh, you can get all this awesome companion gear so that way you can make other companions just as viable as ones that have 3 rings. Okay. So you've got level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a multitude of items. Packed blades, waists, necks, rings, which you really kind of don't need the rings. And then for some reason 4 is better than 5 because there's no good overloads for companions. So you have to get the 4s. That's really weird in itself. But you have all these different types of equipment, levels 1 through 5 of the equipment, and then a chance at then getting what you want. So you have a chance of getting a 5. Now that 5 could be a belt, a ring, a neck, or whatever it is. But then you have things like Defiant and Fierce and all these different types of stats that could be on there. And so you may want to get a necklace, but you'll get a belt that's a +5, which should be better, but it's not. And it'll be Defiant when you want Fierce. It's a waste of time farming Gambit unless you want rough AD, which once again, we have way too much of that as it is. If you raise the cap or remove the cap, then yeah, okay, give me all the rough AD you want and I'll just refine it. Otherwise I'm just going to be sitting on a mountain of this stuff. And then even the +5 rings. I've been playing this game, I think since it came out. And I've had 2 gold rings. And neither of them helped my character. Maybe one of them helped an alt. Why don't you just like create some kind of token system or an exchange system? It's like I get a +5 ring of rising precision or whatever. Gold ring of rising precision. But I wanted a ring of rising deflect. I could go to this vendor and exchange it out. Or, you know, say it's Sea of Moving Ice, and you just have a token that says +5 ring, and you go exchange it to a vendor, and then you get to choose which +5 ring you want. If you want it to be Dodd, Krieg, Skold, whatever. That would incentivize people to run these dungeons more often, buy more keys. But right now, as it is, a lot of people just give up on it. The chance of getting a +5 ring is so low, and then to get one you want, it just affects it even further. I mean, you have to give people something to shoot. You have to give something in order for people. Supply and demand. You need to supply a product that people are going to want to purchase, and then they give you money for it. Right now, I mean, people are just specifically trying to find ways to screw the system. So that way they don't have to pay you a dime because what you're selling is not worth the investment. I mean, I think VIP is the only thing that you end up selling to people because technically it's the most cost-effective thing that you could buy. But, you know, hell, take an old legacy mount and throw it on the Zen Market or something, you know, something with not amazing stats, but, you know, people would love to have that extra mount speed at least. Put a service token in there for increased mount speed or something. I just don't understand, like, you have all these dungeons, you have all these transmutes, you have all this stuff sitting in electronic storage somewhere. You just flip the switch. You have dungeons now that are tiered. You can just flip the switch, make the difficulty higher, make one an epic, you know, make one, you know, whatever. So you already have the content you need. Turn that on. Just be like, hey, this next mod 13, it's all about dungeons. It is Dungeons and Dragons after all. Throw up the dungeons. Give us tons of stuff to run. Put some awesome rewards in there. Get us buying keys. Get us running those like crazy. And while we're playing the content that you've already had created, take a year even and fix the bugs in the game. Fix all these annoying little things. Get rid of the lag. Make the tooltips reflect what they're supposed to be. Make the weapon enchants proc off of the powers and encounters that that characters have, not just like some of them or none of them. And I did see something on a forum where it looks like it may have been fixed, but we might not see it till mod 13. Hey, at least you're fixing it. Thank you. Hopefully all goes well. But you're focusing on making random queue systems. People don't want that. There's other ways to incentivize people to run those dungeons. Malabog's Castle. Make an epic version of it and put some rewards that reflect it. People will run it. Don't just force people to do a random queue because now that's the only way to get a lot of AD. I mean, you're kind of doing that with the bonding nerf a bit. They're like, hey, here's some rank 14 enchants, and you can max those out, but we're going to bring the bonding stones down. So really, at the end of it, you'll probably have about 800 more stats than you do now. So, you know, that's kind of a big fuck you. That's not really cool. I mean, heck, I wouldn't mind if you nerfed the bonding stones and then say, hey, when you get your bonding stones back to rank 14, you'll be at that 300% that you're on now, and you get the rank 14 enchants. It's a win-win. You're giving me something. You're giving me the chance to raise my enchants up higher. You're giving me the ability to get my bonding runestones back to where they were while capitalizing off those enchants. And what do I have to do to get there? I have to get the AD, I have to get the Coalescent Wards, the Preservation Wards. I'm going to spend money and time within your game, and you're not completely screwing me over. But now you're saying, oh, well, you know what? All those bonding runestones you worked really hard for or paid a lot of money for, they're going to be useless. They're only going to be about 15% better than an augment. They're still going to be best in slot, so you won't use our other stuff that we have already in the game, like augments and things. We'll just forget about those, let them collect dust. okay, well, you brought me down to 210% on my summon companion. Why don't you go ahead and bump up the augment to 200 at least? And then it's got the upside. It's going to be 10% less in stats, but it doesn't, die on you. And then, hey, wait a minute. They're comparable then. I might want to go into the Zen Market and take a look at some, maybe a Black Dragon Ion Stone or an Ion Stone of Might or something, and I might want to buy one of those. And then, hey, I'm going to need those rank 14 enchants. I'm going to buy more. I mean, it's not hard to make money in this game and not screw over the people playing it. I mean, these new players, they're not going to personally experience this stuff because they're going to be starting out in the game, but then they're going to get to a point where we are now and not only hear the stories of what we had to say. Don't you want the veterans to, spread the good word of the game to get more people to play it? Not always in party chat griping and moaning about the current state in the game, because that's all I ever hear. Whether I'm in a random group, I'm with my guildies, I'm with my friends. We love this game, but we hate what you're doing to it. So please, just take the time to notice that you have all the content that you need. Just make it quality content. You can even take a step back and stop putting out content for a while and just use the content you have. Flip a switch, get it going, and while we're playing that, fix all the little stuff. And then once the game is actually working as it's supposed to, then put out new content. You'll have a base game that's fully functional and bug-free that you can build off of to spend more time devoted to making this new content. You've got too many irons in the fire right now, and you're just getting burned because you don't know how to allocate your time properly. And you don't know how to do it and make money without screwing over your customer base. And that's just bad business. So I'm not going to take everything out on the devs, because there's a lot of people that have a say in how things are done in the development of a game. There's too many people to report to, and too many things getting lost when trying to convey a message. But please, I'm just imploring you, take a step back, look at what people are saying in these forums. Actually read them. Listen to them. If you think something's a good idea, talk to it with other people on the team. Something. Just please. I don't want to see this game go the way of like Lord of Ultima or something. People invested so much time and money into it, and then all of a sudden you're not getting enough of the new customer base because no one's spreading the good word of the game. They're just playing it because it keeps them mildly entertained. And I don't know. It seems like you take one step forward, you take 3 steps back. But there is so much that needs to be fixed with PvP, PvE. You can't keep them separated. I don't know. I don't want this video to exceed 20 minutes because it's just coming off as negative. Chult's nice. Once you get what you need out of your Chult, which though, I mean, I don't know. I like the way that the dungeon's going. It's not as easy to beat. I mean, you definitely can't do it in a pug, so hopefully that doesn't end up in a random queue, because that won't be pretty nice. That won't be good at all. But I'm gonna try and put out more content. I just need, once I can get back to working 40 hours a week, I'll be able to, spend some time and put out some videos. I'm working on this scoundrel build right now for my Trickster Rogue. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but with the changes they're making to control effects and the fact that control effects don't work on bosses, even though they should, or at least like half as effective on bosses, something. I'm going to go off into another tangent, but look at it this way. There's 8 classes. 5 of them share a controller type. And control is useless in PvE, and now they're nerfing it in PvP. 5 class subtypes. Useless. So yeah, there's plenty of things wrong with the game that they need to get fixed before they worry about putting out new content. And then that way they can just focus on new content and actually put out good quality content. I know a lot of other people may disagree with me. A lot of people may agree with me. Definitely let me know in the comments. Share this video if you think that, I mean, share Cali Gold's video, Galactic's video. I mean, yeah, we're ranting, but we have a reason to. We're not the only ones that feel this way. If we were, we'd probably just keep our mouth shut, because what good is our opinion if there's no one else that agrees with it? I mean, you're not going to get anything done. But we hear it from the people we play with regularly on a daily basis. You see it, the people in the forums. So yes, please share this video, share their videos. Let's get this message out. Let's make sure that they're understanding that we're sick and tired of the BS. You see it in the streams, you see it in the AMAs. A lot of times they'll answer something in a way it's almost political at this point. It's like they're answering it, but they're not answering it, and they're telling you what you need to hear or what you want, what you think you want to hear. It's just a bait and switch kind of thing that they're doing, and it drives me crazy. So they need to focus better on what they've got, make it better. Come on. I know I'm not the only one that loves this game and hates to see where it's going. So, but yep. I'm already over 20 minutes. Cutting it out. Throwing it up on YouTube. No fancy bells or whistles. But I will try and put out some more content soon. Thank you for those that subscribed and continue to subscribe and continue to wait for that bell to ring, that notification. I will talk to you again when I can.